Hello, 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 hello. Hey guys. Welcome. Huh. Hello, 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 hello. Hey guys. I think I put story earlier. Bear with me. I was supposed to shoot. Hey guys on Instagram. Alright. That's a shame. Put a story to invite people 10 minutes ago, it didn't load. Alright. Hey guys, welcome to another. Great to see you as well, Sanjit. I'm glad you're back. I'm hoping you bring all your great questions that you had last time. So welcome to another Daily 5 live. Today we're doing Peach Haze. Peach Haze. That's the prompt of the day. I want to say hi to Gabrielle on YouTube. I don't know if you're still there because I don't see it, but if you're still there, good morning to you, my friend. Today, I want to do things slightly different as last week and the week before. I want to... sorry, you're not audible. Can people hear me on Instagram? Let me know, please. Can people hear me everywhere? Can you hear me? Technically, you should be able to hear me. So let me, if you can hear me, see me well, before I start explaining in detail. Hello, BVS90 on YouTube. How you doing? Welcome back. Hi guys. Let me know if you can hear me well, and I'll start explaining what I want to do. I have someone saying cranberry. Yes, assuming that's... Yes, you can hear me. Just making sure that everybody can hear me before I start explaining stuff. Sorry, my bad. There was this issue on my side. All right, cool. So everybody can hear me. Cool. So today I want to do things a little differently. I want to... let's move this so I can see that correctly. Today I want to do things a little bit differently. I want to show you guys my mood board, and I want to just show you how I think when I start thinking about making illustration for imagination with the Daily 5. I start from reference pictures, but it's not because you start from reference pictures that you're not painting from imagination. And I think that's a misconception that a lot of people have. I used to have, thinking that if you start with a reference picture, ultimately you're not painting from imagination. That's false. I want to show you why here. So I want to say hi to and Jeanette. Thank you for letting me know. You hear me? And sounds great. Dennis, thank you so much for letting me know, guys. Sanjit, I asked you last week about shading where I keep hard shadow and where soft. Could you please explain this week? I'll try my best, but I got some other stuff planned. Sanjit, I remember telling you to ask me that question in the tribe last week. If you could do this and then tag me, it's much easier for me to go in detail if I can like type it up. Okay, that's uploading. Okay, let's get started. So, Peach Haze is the prompt of the day. I want to say hi to Lazy Art Studio 8. Hi on Instagram. We are on Instagram and we are on YouTube for everybody to know. Peach Haze. Let me just take a brush that I can do some squibbly lines on top of what we have right now. So I want to do Peach Haze, and I have this this mood board here with photographies. What I like about this here is the style. I like the kind of blurriness of it all that shows motion from side to side. Maybe I'm going to use that in the piece today. See, there's like that effect right here, right there, even on her face here. I think it's super cool. I'm going to try to use a little bit of that. I kind of like the tree here. I don't know if I'm going to use everything that's there, but you know, it's there to inspire me. You have the same kind of effect. So this effect, I think I'll be using it. Then I have pieces like this David Bowie pieces. I'm not sure if it's AI or not. You know, these days I feel like everything can be AI. But like I was saying last week, if you're not looking for anatomy, there's a lot of things that you can learn from AI. Like I really like the way the shadows are cut on his face. It's like very dramatic shadow. You have shadow and light kind of thing. Maybe I'm going to use something like that. I like the brushy strokes. I have another reference right here of an illustration that I absolutely love. Maybe I'm going to create like a mix of brushy stroke and rendering the way I do it. I put this here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I was thinking like there's something cool about, I don't know, like advertisement composition and graphic design style. A little kind of tacky kind of look to it. I don't know. I'll see if I do something. I like the brush strokes here. That's interesting. I like the haze kind of the clouds here that shows the mountain going out of it like this. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but I feel that this is inspiring. Then I have portraiture. So like I was saying, if I'm starting to do a portrait, I want to start with photography, not AI for the anatomy. So that's why I have pictures here. I'm probably going to use this one, although this angle is super hard. We'll see if I'm able to do it. And then I have a few peaches and stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of these things within one painting. Now, if you are on Instagram, I'm going to put the reference pictures on the side here. You won't be able to see it. But if you want to join us on YouTube, you'll be able to see it on the side as I continue painting. If you have any question about anything that I'm doing, I'll definitely answer them. This is my warm-up that I did earlier. Probably going to continue from it to kind of paint the angle. The first thing I'm going to do is paint the angle of this face. So let's just get started. As usual, if you have any question of what I'm doing, if you want to paint with me at the same time, go for it. I want to say hi to Brianna and Kat on YouTube. Hi guys, welcome back. And so yeah. So this is a very hard angle for me. I'm not even sure I'm able to like master it. I might go fetch a Zaro head to help me with it afterwards. But I'm gonna try it. And see if I'm able to do it. And the way I like to approach things that are hard, usually like this, it's just to kind of like do a few scratchy strokes. And I like to imagine that it's like a puzzle where you put the pieces. Because obviously I'm trying to first and foremost think about the form, and things like the Zaro head will help a lot. But sometimes it's just your brain, you know, you're having a hard time with certain position of the face because the perspective of it all is just kind of skewed and complicated to visualize, even when it's in front of you and you understand, like, all right, so this is like a pyramid and whatnot. So I'm gonna start with like blocky shapes like this. Like this, the eye here, the angle of like the entire face here. You see, like it's kind of turning there. It's just so weird. I know there's a line. Like I'm gonna make a few lines here for Instagram people. Like the perspective should not change. So you have like that's the line of the perspective. Then you have the eyebrows here. That should follow that same perspective. Even the nose, corners and corners of the mouth. That's the perspective I'm trying to establish here. Which, yeah, that's just tough. Kind of does that. And the nose. And then we see a little bit of the face kind of on the side here. And then you have the lips. Then I want to make sure I have the same kind of perspective here as the lips are turning away from us. And then the side of the face. And you don't want to zoom too much at the same time. I feel like this should be a little bit more front, maybe. Also adding a grid, so that's the perspective lines, but I could also just kind of like having like placement of a grid. Like where is the tip of the nose touches, and looking at the negative spaces like here is going to help to understand these things. I have the tendency to do things sometimes live that are just too hard. But perseverance here. Once I have this, I'll be able to just after that have fun with it. It's just the first few lines of construction are always the hardest. And I feel like the nose should be smaller. And probably a different angle to it. And that's why I like to literally delete my lines and use them as a base to start adding like other lines on top of it. Just helps with almost like it's like starting to render without rendering, if that makes sense. Looking at this, that. Like my nose is definitely too long here. I feel that should be shorter. Sorry, as I'm concentrating on this, sometimes I forget about the chat, but if you have any questions, by all means. Let them fly. Let them fly. Oh, YouTube. It's a very difficult angle of the head. Yes, it sure is, Kat. Do you have always start with a sketch, or do you block in colors? Sometimes I block in colors. It depends on what I'm trying to do. But today, because I want to, like if I were to do just a study, I could start with colors. But because what I'm trying to do with this one is I want to create like kind of an illustration from imagination. And so I want to start with a sketch because I'll have more power over, it should be lower, more power over the composition and the things that I want to add for the composition, if that makes sense. Can share the link picture in YouTube too, from the side and slightly looking from below. Well, that was, sorry. Can you share the link picture of YouTube? I cannot, sorry, Gabrielle. The reason why is I don't own those pictures. I found them on Pinterest. What I can do for you is this. If you're on YouTube right now, take a screenshot. I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, I don't own those pictures. which brings another debate with the whole AI industry kind of thing. I like to more and more, I was already doing it, but now I'm having even more reason to do it, to purchase pictures from artists that create their own reference pictures. It helps the artist and helps you with getting some really good pictures that you own the rights ultimately to do whatever you want with them. Well, not necessarily whatever you want with them, but at the very least do professional work from it without having any fear of not modifying the pictures enough. Because when I'm using like pictures like this from internet, what happened is I want to make sure that it looks nothing like the original to make sure that I don't get any trouble. Question, Sanjit, how did you start doing art initially? Did you trace them, then learn how to sketch by observing? Because I'm so glued to tracing, I'm still to figure out how to draw by seeing reference. That's a great question, Sanjit. I started my journey by tracing, yes. And it's a technique that I still teach to my students. Something that's frowned upon by a lot of people, but most of people that usually don't really know that it's good for them. So mostly beginners, really. There's kind of like a bad rep of tracing, but tracing has been used by professional artists for centuries, and still to this day in markets like concept art. People are tracing all the time. You have to know that tracing is a good tool to get started, but ultimately won't get you to be able to understand anatomy better, and you'll eventually have to pass tracing and learn how to do it. But it's a great way to start. It's a great way to start. Desk, no thumbnails if you want to explore composition, or is it you have something specific already decided? I do like to do thumbnails when I have a clear idea, but for the daily fives, I like to just kind of like use it as a collage almost. So that's why I was showing my reference earlier. I'm going to take all these different images and try to mush them together. And then what I try to do is within the lapse of 2 hours, which is the time of that I do these lives, I try to create a final illustration from it. But no thumbnails for this. I'm just kind of winging it, which I prefer to do. So yeah, good questions. Thank you guys. I'm addicting to shopping for reference picture, says Tartan Star. Yeah, I had my phases where I was buying a ton as well. It's important to kind of buy them for the project that you know you're going to do. Otherwise, you end up with a ton of images, and that's just not useful either. I can say long, but love this. Have a magnificent session. Thank you so much, OC Draws. It's so fun. Thanks, Tartar. All right. Trying to catch up with the chat. So, no, Brianna. Yes, that makes sense. I'm already so afraid of tough angles. Yeah. Yeah, tough angles are just, there's a thing that I like to remind myself is no matter your level, if you don't do things that feel uncomfortable, you won't progress as much. And that applies to me, to you, to anyone that wants to get better at something, really. So yeah, I'll try to push this sketch as much as possible so that I feel confident after that, because everything else after this very difficult angle of the face is going to be gravy, I think, and I'll just have fun. But right now I just want to make sure that that I have something good enough to start. Can you explain how can we learn to convert a real face to comic art? It's a great question, Sanjit, but I won't be able to cover that today. Maybe in another one. When you learn the basic proportion, the rest is stylization. Correct. Correct. And stylization is harder than people think, you know. It's actually much harder than doing like realism. Realism, you have a reference in front of you. It's already hard to just copy the reference, but stylization is understanding the actual proportions of things and then playing with shape design in a way that it becomes that whole new thing. It's not to be confused with like just something like, I think we had that conversation. It's like a lot of people shy behind the facade of like being like, oh, this is just my style. And you know what? Fair enough. If that's what, but I think most of people that say that, trying to like, you know, doing something realistic, it doesn't look realistic, so they call it stylized, and they're like saying, oh, this is my style. It's only because they're having a hard time trying to actually like move away from this phase of like it's not exactly looking like they want it to, which is fine. There's no shame in it. You should not have to, you know, lie or hide behind it. It happens to me all the time. Like I don't have 100% control about everything that I do. But stylization is more than doing goofy eyes or weird shapes for your face and head. It's about understanding shape design and how to create something that is based on reality yet has different shape design, for lack of a better way to explain it. All right, I think we're getting there with this. I'm gonna flip it and flip also the reference. Sometimes you do this and then you realize, all right, there's something wrong. I think like the jaw should kind of stop there, but much slower, kind of there, and the angle is more like that. Sorry, Instagram. If you look at Mahjong Kas, like Yusuke Murata and artist Yoshia, sorry, those are all different names that I'm having a hard time here. They repress amazing style. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe it's a misspell. Let me know what you were trying to say, Matlas. And Sanjit, I'm curious to hear it from you. Could you please share something about drawing comics and character? Can't wait until next session. Yeah, maybe I'll do this. Then again, like doing comics is not really what I do. I definitely want to have my work stylized more and more these days, just because I think it's part of something that brings your uniqueness. It's fine, your own style, your own shape design and all that. But I don't do comics per se. I do, if you guys ever looked at Leyendecker, GC Leyendecker, that's the kind of stylization that I'm trying to establish with my art these days. The nose looks very nice, Kat, you say. Thank you so much. He says, always, I'm afraid. There you go. Yeah. And Brianna, you say, I've been waiting to join a live. Glad I finally caught it. I'm glad that you're here too. Let's jumpstart this 2025 together. Speaking of good news for 2025, I was announcing last week that I will launch Illustration for Imagination again this year. If you missed it last year, you have another chance to join. For those of you that already know what it is, it's my 6 weeks program where I teach you how to paint from imagination, where I give feedback. It's the event that I've been doing for the last almost 10 years now. I think 8 years. That I do every year because I love it, but it takes kind of all my time because I work with every student in depth. If you are on Instagram, what I'm doing to make sure that people don't miss it is I created a waiting a waiting list, which I make sure that you're on the list. Being on the list will make sure that you'll get notified when we launch. But I'm also giving you a kind of cheat sheet to help you with painting from imagination in the meantime, where I kind of teach you the core principle of what I do when I put together a bunch of references. So if you want to get on the list, super easy. There's an automation on Instagram. You just have to put IFI list. That's IFI space list. You can put it on the chat now or any comment now, it's there. If you are on YouTube, I'm afraid the automation doesn't work there, but if you go to, let me go find the link for you guys. Paintable.cc/IFI registration. I'll put that in the chat right now. The copy paste doesn't work. All right. www.paintable. Gotta spell that right. Paintable.cc/IFI registration. I set up registration. I set up a page where you can put your email in there to get on the list as well. So that's if you are interested in it. I'm excited to be able to do illustration from imagination again this year. A little bit earlier this year as well. Last year we did it. It was later. Something happening with the eye here. But this year I wanted to do it just a little bit earlier, and I'll see, usually I do it only once a year, but maybe this year we'll try to do it twice, because there was a lot of interest last year. Alright, this eye is going to give me some hard time. Let me get back to you. Instagram. Like turning the reference on new style. Yeah. Alright. Trying to finish that. Now, another principle that I love to live by is finish is better than perfect, which I'm probably going to use for this character. Matruina, no, apologize if you already answered this question, but what software are you using? Don't need to apologize, I get that question every week. I'm using Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop because I used to be a graphic designer, and this was the software I knew the best. What software are you using to record drawing and filming at the same time? My setup is made of OBS, which streams and record my screen at the same time. And I'm also on Instagram. There's a plugin that you can do like phone recording format kind of thing. I don't remember the name of it, sorry. Maybe it is written there. No, it's just called Vertical. And all that to say that, yeah, I'm using that to be on both YouTube and Instagram at the same time. Bayan, you say, I think you should raise your lip like you raise the eyebrow because of the corner. I think I just did that a little bit, but great eye, yeah. There's a few things there. How do you get over the sketch part? I was just painting and I could not get past the sketch. Got any tip? What do you mean by that, era music? Let me know what you mean by that. Kat, you say I'm back to drawing. I hope to catch up with the Day 5 challenge. I wish it for you. I think this month is a great one too. We're doing monochromatic. This is why it's called Peach Haze. We're doing monochromatic. Peach is being the color, so like a beigey, sunshine rising kind of thing. And haze, I'm gonna make sure to make it like hazy. So that's for the concept itself. You have already painted your deck? No, Jesus, that's the other thing. I'm painting for the people that don't know, I'm painting a card deck right now, which I titled Royal Feud. It's a project that was greatly inspired by 1000, aka Peter Robinson, I think, on YouTube. If you guys know him, tell him that I'm trying to get in touch with him. I want to thank him for the inspiration and just kind of connect with him, really. But all that to say that, no, I've been just kind of like swooped into like the new year, going back to work, preparing a few things. And I wanted to start this week on doing the club's suit, but I couldn't. I get stuck into little details in the sketch and I can't figure it out when it's right moment to start coloring. Aha! Finish is better than perfect is what you need, era music. Well, you'll see, like for me, I'm having this sketch here and it's kind of like a roadmap to help me kind of like get started. It depends on the way you approach painting, and every painting that I do is not approached the same way, but in this case I'm definitely not going to like spend a ton of time into like adding details to my sketch. Even in terms of proportion, I'm going to keep things loose a little bit. The hair here, whatever. What I want to do is kind of like a collage of things. So this is almost like, I think that this is like 90% done for me. I just want to like, yeah, I think that's 90% done for me. I want to just make sure that I'm happy with it, and then I'm going to start thinking about the composition of the different elements. I'm going to start adding colors to it. Like the eye here is just not perfect, but that's okay. Like the style I want to give it is going to be like probably like loose and play with the haze style of it all. But of course, if you want to push it, you can definitely push it, but it depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to do like work that your sketch becomes kind of like the final artwork, then you have to put more details to it. In my case, it's just not what I'm trying to do. The sketch is kind of like a mean to an end. It's helping me to just kind of like know where I want to put my anatomy, and it's just helped me get started. I'm gonna have like colors and different textures in there, and all of these things ultimately are to me more important than having a perfect sketch. Not to be said that I think if I were like better at sketching and I would do it faster, most probably that I would have a tighter sketch right now. But I also play with my own, limitation. I'm good at a lot of things, but I'm not perfect, and my sketch are certainly not perfect. So I think it's also about knowing. It's also about knowing about like respecting where you are as an artist in your journey, and just knowing that you're getting better without stressing about being perfect, and constantly knowing that the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to get. I think there's a lot of mindset into it. And if all of these are not what you want to hear, then just more practice, really. More practice will get you there for as long as you know what you want to practice and how to practice it. Senjit, I was totally lost and just came back. Could you spell your art style illustration if you have already said earlier? Do you mean the waiting list? If it's the waiting list, it's IFI list. IFI space list. If you put that in the chat right now, an automation is going to start. It's going to add you to the waiting list. I'm not going to send you any email until we launch, and that's in a couple of months already. So no problem there. I'm not going to annoy you. But you're also going to get a free cheat sheet. And I'm planning on offering maybe like other like resources for people that are interested in it. So that's the only thing you're going to get from this mailing list. On top of that, you'll also receive, before anybody else, an invitation to the IFI program, and I'm planning also to have like maybe something like discounts exclusive to the people on the list, just as a thank you for people that show interest in advance. All right, I think I'm happy with this sketch. I don't know what you guys think. It's not perfect, but it's a good way to start. So now I want to add some more sketches. I want to create like kind of composition, funny style. I want to definitely add a peach somewhere because it's peach haze. And I'm going to play with like smoke and stuff. And it's going to be fun. No, it was one when you ask about the comics art style, say you work on the personal styles. Oh, yes, the style that I shoot was Leyendecker. So its name was JC Leyendecker. Those are initials. I don't remember his full name. Shame on me. JC Leyendecker. Leyendecker, Leyendecker. He was an artist of the early 19th century that was doing a lot of commercial, maybe mid-century. Was doing a lot of commercial work. I just love the way he was approaching stylization, really. Okay, what was I doing? Let's put a peach somewhere. For now, I'm just going to just had a like a basic shape with like this, and then like some something like that, maybe. Maybe I'm going to also add like a slice. These days I'm just having a lot of fun thinking about like making my paintings just a little bit more like collages. There's an artist that I follow on Instagram. Again, don't remember the name. Sorry. I should remember those names. That's what he does. He takes like a bunch of pictures and he creates like collages of them. And I just love it. There's like a kind of a retro style to it, which is super fun. Thank you for advice. You're welcome. I definitely try to keep the sketch into my finished pieces, but definitely needs to see past the sketch. Thank you again for advice. You're welcome. It's my super pleasure. Seriously, super pleasure. It's terrible English, but the emotion was there. It's my pleasure. Yeah. I want to make sure the composition here works. I feel like that quarter of a peach, it's too square. I might just try to add kind of another piece there, and maybe another piece there, or another piece there. Piece there? I don't know. Maybe another leaf that floats. Sorry, Instagram. So right now, like, I'm just trying to kind of create like just like a different elements that I'm going to add to the composition. Oops. And I'll move things around probably here. I'm just gonna start. I think I'm gonna almost like try like to do like an advertise under like the team Peach Haze. Matruyano, you say, how has it been talking and drawing at the same time? I've tried a few tutorial video and I'm still I'm silent most of the time. Yeah, you know what? Painting and talking at the same time is not easy, and it's a skill that I'm still working on. Yeah, it's like everything, you know. Concentrating. There's things that I'm able to do better while talking, like the sketch, because it's more loose. Sometimes I start rendering and for like minutes, I cannot talk. But having questions from you guys helps a ton. So if you have questions, shoot them. It's gonna be my pleasure to answer them. My thinking is, I'm probably gonna repeat the portrait and play with it for what I'm seeing. I might have some writing. I could write like Peach Haze with some kind of bulky letter. That could be interesting. You know, I'm trying to get back into my love of graphic design. For those of you guys that didn't know it, I was a graphic designer before becoming an artist. I was always an artist, but I was not doing illustration for a living. I was doing graphic design. And how do you spell peach? Yeah. And when I did my first paintings years ago, when I started to do like digital art, I would add these like lettering, and I would treat them in a way that were just more graphic design style. And this year, or actually I started last year, I just wanted to kind of like get something closer. I've been following a few artists that kind of do that style as well, and just got me the courage to just give it a go. And now I'm going full on. That deck of cards that we were talking about earlier, that's where it started. And now I'm just kind of pushing the limits of what can be done with that style. It's also kind of fun for me because for the past 10 years, all I've been doing mostly is teaching, which brings its own reward. I love teaching. I love doing the illustration for imagination program every year. But I've kind of been like forgetting about my own creativity for a little while now, and I'm kind of getting back into it, and that gives me like a boost. Ultimately, it was going to make me a better teacher, a better artist, a better person. I'll be more happy. The deck card is awesome. You say, Evan Dessert, thank you so much. I appreciate this. I'm having a ton of fun doing it. For those of you who didn't know, I posted the first video on YouTube with the process. I was very inspired by, like I was saying, his name is 1000. I don't know if you guys know him on YouTube. He did his own deck called the Vivid Kingdom a few years back. And when I saw it, I thought that looks fun. That's what kind of started this whole journey. So now, I'm doing my own deck. You say Tier 521 that you love his stuff. Yeah, he's a great artist. He's a great video maker. His YouTube video is really good. So yeah, super inspiring. How you kept yourself motivated in your initial days when you felt hard learning few things and you felt like giving up? That's a great question, Sanjit. For me, keeping my motivation has to do with having projects that are interesting and having the right community, which is the reason why I've been building the tribe for so many years, and having all these different challenges. Being able to create with other people really, really helps. If you're always by yourself doing the stuff that you like, as soon as you're gonna hit a block, it's gonna take you more time. But if you're surrounded with people that like push the envelopes all the time, then yes, you might feel encouraged to do so as well. All right, I'm gonna start putting some colors on this. It's been almost an hour, so let's make sure we're having some colors on this. I'm gonna go with kind of her, I think, for the colors. So let's try with this background. It's 99. What were the challenges you faced while learning about illustration, and how did you overcome them? Dude, you come always with the best questions. So the way I overcome, what was it? What were my challenges? Okay, so to know my challenges is to know where I started. And when I started, I was a full-time graphic designer, and I was not happy with my job anymore. I wanted to change. I just didn't know what to do. So my challenges was that I have very little time. And the way I overcame it, unfortunately, is just brute force at the beginning. I just painted after work. I would come home, I would start my computer and just paint for hours until it was midnight and going to bed, and then do that back to back to back for months, almost actually years. And I mean, when you're passionate about it, it works well. What I learned after that is to do it more smart. I went to buy myself some classes, things that I should have done from the beginning. To get you started, you need some sort of roadmap if you want to do these things faster. The cool thing is, back in the days, I didn't have as many resources as they are today. Today you have so many cool resources from all prices. YouTube is filled with free stuff that it's really, really useful. And then you have all these, midpoint range classes that you can find on like Domestika and Skillshare. And then you have just a little bit more structure, a little bit more high class, not high class, just a little bit more structure, a little bit more worked, with clear outcomes, classes like the Illustration for Imagination program, where you finish the class with something short at the end. So yeah, that's what I did. That's how I overcome that first brute force, and then I found myself some classes to help me with what I wanted to learn. At the time, I was following a guy that was named I Draw Girls. I think he still exists. I would follow this guy, and I bought one of his classes. It was a portrait class at the time, and it really, really helped me to get myself started with portraiture. I Draw Girls. It was a terrible name, but the artist was very good. So yeah, that's how I did it. Matruiano, you say I'm using that brush right now too. Yeah, just a reminder everybody that if you want my brushes, they are free. You can use the same brushes that I'm doing this illustration with. You just have to do D5 on Instagram in the chat right now. D5. It's going to start an automation and it's going to ship you the brushes for free. And if you are on YouTube, there's a link in the description of the video. Greetings from Brazil, Saulo Susa. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Greetings from Thailand. That's where I am. I want to take this and put it there. So right now I'm just blocking the colors for the people that are like, peach is not that pink, but I might keep it that pink too, I don't know. But this is just for blocking, kind of seeing where I'm going with those shapes. Prettiers, you say, Ten Han got me enough confidence to start doing murals. Oh, that's awesome. That's super cool. You know what? Murals are doubting. They're scary. If you have the courage to do one, congrats. That's huge. How do we get into the illustration for imagination? The first thing that you have to do is to be on the waiting list. I don't know exactly, well, I kind of know when, but I'm going to announce it later. The date that we're going to start, it's going to be in March, most probably. And get on the waiting list. The waiting list on Instagram, easy to get on. I'm going to send you also a cheat sheet for painting for imagination. I put 3 cool tips about perspective, coloring, and lighting, all free. Just do in the chat IFI space list. I set up an automation to send you the freebie and put you on the list. I'm not going to send you a ton of emails on this one. I'm just going to literally tell you when IFI launch. So I set it up this week. So go ahead, test it out. Let me know if it works, actually. Hopefully it works. Where was I with all of this? Yeah, I'm going to render those 2 things and then I'm going to play around with it. Senjit. So learning to understand the anatomy of human face is not easy, but what techniques you use to understand better and use it in your art? It's all about understanding the plane of the face, so which is the basic perspective of a human face. Because even when you look from a reference, this is how you'll be able to get as close as possible to your reference. Anatomy of the human face, yeah. Go check the Azaro head. Azaro head is the best tool to help you with this. There's other like artists that did different structure, such as the Riley method, which is a line, like a action line kind of method. There's like flowing lines on your face and he follows them, but they're kind of like, they're piggybacking one to another. They're kind of similar. You have different artists that have different style to explain it basically, but the Azaro head I think is the one that's the most known here. There's also Andrew Loomis technique, which is great for the base, and also Andrew Loomis was an amazing artist that did a few books. They're all very good. Could you please spell the tool again? Azaro head, it's A-S-A-R-O, Azaro, and it's space head. Yeah. All right, let me render this because we're not getting any younger. So I'm going to keep things, I think I'm going to keep things like, it's supposed to be monochromatic-ish, so I'm going to keep things in the same colors for the hair. And there we go. Let's do this, and I'm going to use the colors for this for the shadow and light. But I'm going to add some peachy colors on the facial features, the eyes too. Push the nose a little bit into a heart shape. Contour the eyes. Even the lips, I think they're kind of nice, this color. That's interesting. The ear gets more of these colors as well. So that's for the basic colors, and I'm gonna look at the other reference for the shadows, but I'd like to have this kind of color for the shadow, so let's do this here. And that's gonna be too much though. That's maybe this color could be interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna put it in multiply and desaturate it. Put it. Yeah, that's good. So for the shadows, I always like to kind of keep things as hard shaped as possible at the beginning. It helps you with keeping the structure of the face. All this. She's basically all in the shadow, so we'll put all of this, and then we'll have some lighting. We'll have some lighting on her to help us. Yeah, all of this is in the shadow. I'm also going to do it for the hair. And kind of have that here. That's in the shadow. That's, yeah, that's for that, the basic lighting. And then from here, I need to think about the lighting. The reference pictures for the lighting, it's kind of a beigey. Maybe I'm gonna put more yellow because of the background. I think it's gonna be better. But that being said, if it was the sky, it'd get more in the grays. So maybe something like that. Something like that. I'll try to also make like interact shapes together, like the peach here, maybe it's gonna bounce some light on it, especially if I keep it pink, could be interesting. I'll be painting that afterwards. good for the start of it all. I feel like there's kind of like a pink light here that I like. It's interesting. There's kind of like a desaturation of it all. Almost. Just maybe painting a little bit of gray there. Could help. And what was the lighting there? Yeah, we're gonna use some more of that yellow light maybe. The nose. And I'm just placing all of this, but in a minute I'm gonna start taking out the lines, which will be important to really sell the rendering of it all. Let's add some reflection in the hair, which gonna take my eraser here. For the hair, I don't want to overdo it. I just want to have a little bit more of reflections. Whoops. Just kind of like subsurface scattering getting in there as well, with just a little bit more orange. Sorry, Instagram. Something like that. Could probably add just the more dark. It's definitely more dark here. This should have been darker. To add the right depth. That too. See, that's the place where I'm having a hard time talking at the same time. If you guys have a question, let me know. I keep my eye on the chat. But this is like kind of the place, like the sketch. It's like the place where I'm just making sure I have the base that I can continue with confidence. Just to have the colors that I need, the colors that I want. Just kind of like, I think I'm going to use that pink as a bounce light. Could be interesting because of the pink light of the peach. And that's where you're understanding your understanding of lighting can really help, and the understanding of coloring, like being able to just kind of merge those two things. I like how to turn it out. Sorry, I'm catching up. Cat, you say, I like how the back of the deck turned out. And you ask me if I'm okay. I'm okay. Did I look not okay? I'm definitely okay. The back card of the deck, yeah, I'm having a hard time with this. By the way, guys, if you want to go check my YouTube channel, the video that I posted, I'm actually asking for feedback. That'd be super cool if you guys take a minute to go in there, if you haven't already. The back of the card was really difficult, and it's still very difficult, and I'm thinking about like seeing if like there's an other artist that can help me maybe with this. It'd be super cool to make it like a collaboration of some sort. Where's my sketch for this? Oh, there you go. So that's a possibility that I'm entertaining, having another artist help me with this. I'm going to colorize my lines here to help me with this. How do you stream on Instagram like this? You know what? It took me a long time to figure that out. It's a plugin that you put into OBS that formats the reel that goes on Instagram, on YouTube to a what is this? To a vertical format, which allows me to do both of them. I don't remember the name of the plugin though. I'm sorry. That's all the information that I have. At the time, I had some help to do it. What's going on? Hey, I am Devi. What's going on is we're doing the daily 5. That's what's going on. All right, let's keep pushing this. I like where it's going. Hopefully I'll be able to finish that within the next hour. So now I'm going to paint over my lines and yeah, try to render as much as possible. Mr. Gouda said, that's okay. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And look sick. Love it. Thank you so much. Hey, I'm Divi. I'm a huge fan of your work. I'm assuming you want to say, Mr. Gouda. Yes. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. As an artist, we always love to receive praises, and we all, from time to time, feel like our art is not going in places that we want it to. So each time I receive a compliment, I don't take it for granted. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Let's try to render this face together, shall we? There's going to be a reflection in that eye and stuff, but I'm not gonna sweat too much with it, and I'll try to first render what needs to be rendered. Mr. Gouda, you've been monumental through your YouTube for me. Well, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. I want to say hi to Farzax1977. Josh, what is Pinterest full of AI? Wait, what? Why is Pinterest full of AI? That's a great question. Well, you know what? I think I can answer this one. It's full of AI because when AI started, it opened the door to a lot of people that didn't want to put the time to learn the craft, and suddenly they were able to do art in a matter of seconds. And unfortunately, human beings as a whole, we tend to be lazy. I talk to myself, I talk to you, I talk to everyone when I say that. We tend to be lazy. It's hard to do the hard thing, the long thing, the the journey that may or may not bring you where you want to go, all the uncertainties. And AI brought this solution to a lot of people that now are able to put their vision to work. And that's the reason why there's a ton of AI on Instagram, on Pinterest now. Because done with AI or not, people are happy to share the images still. What does it mean for us artists? It means that we have to be careful into the reference pictures that we get on Pinterest now. Because it's going to be tough to understand what's good and what's not, especially if you are somewhat of a beginner. Do not use references for anatomy with AI, but do use them for inspiration. And if possible, do not create with AI, not until they figure it out an ethical way to either use it, or that you have learned the craft needed to paint. Because ultimately, if your goal is to create and to paint, you're gonna have to learn these skills no matter what. There's no shortcut to that. There's only shortcut to create images. But if you want to create images with your own two hands, and I posted a post on Instagram, I think it was yesterday, and great answers in there. You know, that people were saying like, yes, AI is there, but there was an analogy between like, like a speedboat goes way faster than Michael Phelps. But everybody loved to watch Michael Phelps swim because we all appreciate what human beings are able to do, you know? And that's not about to change anytime soon. And I thought, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. It's any help or tips for those who scared to draw for a long time? Yes, join the Daily 5 Challenge. You won't be alone this way. It's the best tip I can give you right now. It's about the community. It's about not being alone. It's about having the right people surrounding you to help you push through the hardship. Join the tribe as well. It's a super friendly community that'll be there to you to help you. Mr. Gouda. This is Mr. Good. I have been in an art block for years. What are your suggestions for getting out? The Daily 5 Challenge also. See, I'm participating in the Daily 5 Challenge right now, but you might be turned off because I'm spending like 2 hours on my pieces. I'm doing so because I'm using my pieces to promote myself, and if they're not pushed, they just fell flat on the algorithm. But if you want to participate into the Daily 5, you do not have to do this. I called it the Daily 5 because literally the only rule that we have is to spend a minimum of 5 minutes. And I encourage everyone to start with a minimum of 5 minutes and just 5 minutes. It will help you to get back in your momentum. And then you have a bunch of people participating with you in the tribe and on Instagram. It really works well. It works well for me. This is exactly what I do when I need to get back on track with my own progress. I just do a quick prompt from the Daily 5, and it helps a ton. Today it's Peach Haze. It's what I'm trying to do right now. Peach Haze. So yeah, sorry, let me catch up with you guys, YouTube. Brianna, you say, how often do you go live? I may have to leave, but this has been a lot of fun drawing with you. Thanks, appreciate it. Looks great, love your color choices. Hope to catch another one soon. I come here every Wednesday, same time. Sometimes I cannot, but it's pretty rare. So chances are next week, same time, I'll be there. Pinterest, according to what you see, shows you more proposal. It is the algorithm. Yes, that's very true, Kat. So if you're watching a lot of AI, then a lot of AI will show up. But then again, sometimes you make it just a research about anything and a lot of AI show up. So Josh, Bro, Cat, it's not even just showing there are a bunch of AI people too. Yes, yes, there's all sorts of people in there. But, you know, it's... you can either complain about it and do nothing, or just kind of like accept the fact that, you know, this is the new era in which we are. It's going to get better. It's going to be used with more ethics within the years to come, I'm sure. We'll understand more the medium and what's the use for the rest of us. I think in the meantime, just losing our breath and energy on it is just not worth it. Predis521 have been looking at the hands to see if it's AI on Pinterest. Yeah, that's a good way to know if it's AI. And Kat, if you click on the image and a photo made by AI, it will search many AI things. Yes, that's also very true. Thank you for suggestion, says Mr. Gouda on Instagram. You are welcome. All right, let's try to push this a little bit more. A little bit more. I think the lighting is supposed to go a little bit higher here. By the way, if you are on Instagram right now, I'm having a bunch of reference pictures that you cannot see right now. They are on YouTube. If you want to join us on YouTube, you'll be able to see the reference pictures that I have. I did present them at the beginning, but now that we're in the process, if you want to see them, you can join us there. Someone tried the automation for the IFI waiting list on Instagram earlier, but I don't know if it worked. If you're still there, can you let me know if the automation worked? It's IFI space list. It should give you on the waiting list for the illustration from Imagination program and give you a very nice freebie to help you paint from Imagination. Yabagushla, do you have a course for complete beginner to learn a fundamental drawing? Yes. Depending on where you are in your journey, I have one. It's called a digital bootcamp where I teach you how to paint an apple. I go through all the tools at the same time to help you with it. You'll be able to find a link to it if you go on the blog post. That's paintable.cc. 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 Go check in the courses menu. You'll have the link for all my courses there. So yeah. Hi, Andres Rhythm. How you doing? I'm trying to push this illustration as much as possible in time so that I have something finished by the end of this live, which usually I like to keep under 2 hours or 2 hours max. But I feel like today I'm having a little bit of a challenge here. I'll see if I'm able to do it. But I like where it's going, so that's positive. I'm having a lot more fun since I stopped trying to be perfect on every stages. Like, if you understand just a little bit about lighting, a little bit about perspective, and a little bit about coloring, you're just able to just kind of like take your paintings just further without having to stress about, is it perfect? Should it is my anatomy crooked, or blah blah blah. Like, this is far from being perfect, but it follows the perspective grid. The colors are matching more or less my reference picture. And if you're interested in to know like the base of what I'm doing right here, the freebie that I'm giving for the illustration from imagination waiting list will tell you about this. And like I said, if you are on the list, I'll be also sending you more goodies within the next few weeks, months, to help you with painting from imagination. Yeah. Yeah. Yabagushla, I want to back to basic and learn fundamentals, but I'm still figuring out my goals. After that, where to be cover book artist, concept artist, game artist, children's books, anything. You know, it all starts with all of these things. No matter what you want to be a concept artist, you want to be a comic artist. It all starts with being able to understand what does it mean to paint from imagination. Which, not to praise my own church, but that's what the program that I created is made for. So I would definitely suggest for you to be on the mailing list if you're not already. So you can type right now, IFI space list. Because it's all about learning just a basic principle of lighting, coloring, perspective, a bit of anatomy in there, a bit of composition. And once you have these things in place, all of a sudden, you're just going to be able to just mix and match techniques to help you push your concepts and illustrations further, if that makes sense. Also, if you do it, if you check the mailing list on Instagram, let me know if the automation works. We did test it out, but it's always good to double check more than once. And thanks for everyone that joined me today. I never take for granted that people were going to join those calls, and I'm always super grateful for all the questions and the conversation that we have. Okay, based on the time that I have left, I want to do the peach. I might have to work on this illustration a little bit afterwards, although it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, finish is better than perfect. Is it gonna be a video course or you'll mentor it for some live session? The illustration for imagination program is kind of like my my flagship, whatever that means, flagship course, where I go and I do some live sessions for 6 weeks. Sorry, Instagram, I'm on the side here. But the course itself is recorded, and then every week you have an assignment. You post your work. I give you feedback on it. I've been doing this for I think it's 8 years now. Last year we did it in April, I think, or July, and this year I wanted to do it earlier, so I'm probably going to be in March. And being on the waiting list just will secure that you're going to be invited first when I open the doors, because I usually open doors only once a year. And it's going to make sure that you don't miss it. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I really like what I'm doing right now. It's not always the case, but I like that. You're welcome, Yaba Gushla. Again, IFI space list. You can put that in the chat right now. The automation will fire up and give you all the information that you need. Okay, I want to do the peach a little bit. Where's the peach? Where's the peach? Where's the peach? Where's the peach? The peach is here. Okay. I want to keep it kind of like in the pink tones. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but let's try. We have some of this and some of that. Different colors, different tones. Let's push this. I'm going to use just the pink like as an undercolor kind of thing, if that makes sense. I might add some texture on it with a texture brush a little bit. And I'm going to colorize the leaves. I'm going to try to stay as close as possible from something that could fit the colors that we have there. And I'll do the same thing with this one here. I want to apologize to everybody that's been following me for a few weeks that I haven't changed the music yet. I'm a huge fan of jazz, but it's not to say that I didn't use too much jazz within the last few weeks. So I want to change that, but I just don't know. I didn't have the time yet, actually. It's not that I don't know. I didn't have the time yet. But I'm planning on having a new playlist would be nice. Maybe for next session. So yeah, and thank you for everyone that's also like in time zones that are very far. I know it's not always easy because I'm based in Thailand, which means that for me to have the energy and all of that to be able to do those things, I have to do it in a time that is not always ideal to everyone. See, for me it's 10:30 in the morning, but I'm assuming for a lot of you guys it's probably much later if you are in the States. We have also like a very good international crowd. Usually a few of you guys are in Middle East, India, even Europe. I think that's better for you. And if you are in my time zone, which is Philippines and Thailand and even Australia, then you guys are well served. I am planning on moving this year. Technically we'll go to Spain with the entire family, and I think from there I'll be able to change the time to something that could accommodate a little bit more the people on, I guess, the East Coast, because it's very late for the East Coast right now, I think. You see, Kiki Windy, Iron, 7 a.m. in the morning. I think that's a good time. I guess that's a good time. It's not too late. It's not too early. Well, you know, it's kind of early, but early birds gets the worm is the expression, I believe. So yeah. Let's try to do this speech now. You know what? Just puts a little bit of transparency in there. Sorry for the silence radio. If you guys have any question, again, it helps me a ton, because it's tough sometimes to think about questions and Paint, but I'm able to answer questions in Paint. So if you have any questions about anything, don't ask me to teach you something that I'm not doing. That's the only thing I cannot do right now. But if you have any question about anything, or just, you know, let me know how's your year starting so far. Have you been able to follow up on your resolutions? What were your resolutions? Mine is to create that deck of cards that I've been talking about a little bit earlier, which I haven't started because the year has just been going super fast so far for me. Preparing the entire year for Paintable and just being a dad and all of that. Sometimes time flies by, but I'm definitely excited to continue my my project for those cards. Super excited about it, actually. Ray, how you doing, Ray? I'm a little confused. Is the Illustration from Imagination course part of the monthly package or a completely separate? If you're talking about Paintable, the Illustration from Imagination is completely different. The Digital Painting Academy is a membership website where you get access every month to my complete collection of classes. But the illustration for imagination is where I spend 6 weeks, 8 weeks actually, giving feedback and helping the students that join it to paint one single illustration from imagination. So it's more under the flag of being a looking for the word here. Jesus, I have mastermind. It's not mastermind. It's mentorship. It's more a mentorship than it is a than anything else. Sorry. So you also keep lifetime access to the course, where the Digital Painting Academy, you have to pay a monthly fee to keep on it. So it's just a different format, really. And what I've been doing it for years, and usually the way it works best for students is they go through either the DPA to get the skills needed to be able to join Illustration for Imagination, and or the opposite, where they join Illustration for Imagination, get their first portfolio piece with me, and then they go into the academy to continue their journey, especially now that we have the portfolio builder program inside the DPA. It's really the perfect place to just keep on pushing the boundaries and building your portfolio with me all year long. Andy, my resolution is to stay in good health by going to the gym as well as following the artist path. I absolutely love this. You know, I started a few weeks. No, it's not true. A few days ago. I started a few days ago to go back to the gym. And I love it. I'm really happy with it. I bought myself a chin-up bar. So I'm doing chin-ups every day. I'm doing just stuff that I can do at home. What I realized last year is I don't have the time to get out most of the time. So I wanted to make sure I'm able to paint. To go to the gym here. So yeah, good for you, man. Going to the gym is important. Physical and mental health is important. Hola. Say, I'm in Spain watching you. It's 4 a.m. Wow. Dedication. Thanks for being there. I guess it's going to be great for you. I'm planning on moving to Spain, so which means that you and I will be in the same time zone eventually, and these should be much easier to catch than being awake at 4 a.m. But I totally appreciate you being there, so thanks. Cat. There we go. Spanish. There we go. Victor, you say, hi David, I would love to see some splash art made from you. You know what? I didn't do a ton of those. I have a few in the DPA. But these days, what I really enjoy is what you see me doing here right now. I kind of like, I want to express myself through kind of a collage style of illustration, where I take a bunch of references together and I just create something new from it. That's what I'm enjoying these days. All right, there's a conversation in Spanish. Let's try to keep the chat in English, guys. I got nothing against Spanish. I'm learning Spanish myself, but it's easier for everybody else to keep track of what's happening. So yeah. Oh, sorry, Instagram. Sometimes I forget that you cannot see everything. All right, so we have peaches. We have a portrait now. I could push those two, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it just graphic style. We have that peach haze typography. Let's put that at the back. And I'm going to use this cool reference here. Actually, there was this one here. I really like the way the font was written there. Let's see. I might turn the brush here. If you go in your brush settings, and if you go to shape dynamics, I believe, and is it shape dynamics? Wait, let me check. Yeah, it's gonna be shape dynamics. And then you do angle, and then you go direction. That should, yes. So now I'm able to do it with the same brush. That's a cool texture. I think the one that I like about the example though is that the edges are harder. I don't know, I'll see if that works. Peach. That was part of the peach. We don't really read the text though, which kind of like defies the purpose. Maybe if I take everything else and just make it slightly smaller. There's a little bit more now. I think that's better. Thank you, Joe Anderson from Brazil. How you doing? Victor, you say, I joined the last EFI and I really enjoyed it. I painted a Treasure Island illustrator. Yeah, I remember this one, that was nice. I actually want to create splash art. Would you say the DPA would help me with the goal? I think definitely. I mean, depending on where you are in your journey, the DPA could also go beyond just this, but the best way for you to like be sure is just join the DPA. First of all, we have a 30-day money back guarantee, which give you plenty of time to go into the portfolio builder, check what's already there. I think we have over 15 illustrations. They're not all art splash. There's different things in there, but it's a different format, similar to IFI, where we do an illustration together. But where IFI we go through the course and teaching you like all the steps and all. In the DPA, I'm just showing you the process of the illustration. So with the knowledge that you already have, because of IFI, you'll be able to follow without any problem. Let's put some more music, shall we? Laid back vibes. Dun, dun, dun. Do, 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 do. All right. How do I push this? I think the composition is not ideal right now, which kind of bothers me a little bit. I think I could. And the peach haze. I feel like the peach haze needs to be like red. I'm going to put that together and delete whatever that's there and try to replace this a little bit. I think this is better. Yeah, I think that's better. Just a little bit. And where was I? Let's continue with the lettering here. This way it feels like we're reading a little bit more the peach haze. There's no haze in there much, but I guess I could use this as an eraser now and just work the fonts a little bit, make it look hazy of some sort. I think I'm gonna add some pink in it a little bit. And I might add contour in like a bright pink of some sort. Yeah. Victor, that's cool. If I join a DPA, do I have access to any discount for your other courses, like the character creator bundle? If you join a DPA, there's a lot of like the bundles that have been created. A lot of core classes are already in the DPA. Sometimes I create bundles that you can keep lifetime access to certain of the courses that are taking out of the DPA. The best way for you to see what works and what you want and what not is to join a DPA. Most of the stuff is going to be in there, so that I would tell you to just go check it out for yourself. If after that you realize that there's something that you would like that is not part of DPA, such as I think the course for I don't like that. The course for the character design, that the bundle that we did over the holiday, I don't think the main course is in there. But because you are a DPA, because you are an IFE member, just email me. Maybe there's something I can do for you. So that's how I would approach it. Okay, I don't like the outlines. I might just take it out. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm gonna keep that thing hazy at the back. And I wanted to do something else, right? Yeah, I wanted to do some more, maybe outlines for the face. I think I'm gonna try to have that contoured a little bit better. And create more separation. With the background itself. You're welcome, Victor. You're absolutely welcome. I like to do this is like the kind of line that you would add for like a cartoon style that helps to separate things. Sometimes adding that just at the right places creates a lot of depth. I think that's interesting. Let's see if I can add some glow to that nose and maybe even to those lips a little bit. Also, I had different things here that found interesting. But I might not have the time to do this. So what I wanted to do is, oh, that's on the wrong layer. Whoops. I want to take this from cut. I want to take all of this and create a group, and then I have the peach on it. Wait, really? Oh, I see. Via cut, put that there. And then I'm going to copy this, put it together, and I want to create that haze kind of effect. I'll see if I'm able to do it, but I want to see if I can just kind of like duplicate the face. Whoops. And kind of like, you put in transparency a little bit, or add just a cool effect on it. Like a motion blur. And this is the stuff where I'm starting to just try stuff. I think that's cool. Maybe if I put it on top of it though. No. It's not exactly what I want. I might just try to... Wait, let's see if there's something else. I might copy that and create a motion blur that is like that. Let's do it a lot more. I don't know if that works well. Something like that. I don't know. It kind of destroyed the work that I've been doing. There's a cool effect there. I don't know if I know how to do it. That's okay. Maybe I'm just going to take those two things and make them a little bit bigger then. But then we don't see the peach haze, huh? Alright. There's something there. Manar, you say that's cool. I'm assuming you referring to the effect that I just put and then removed. Thanks for letting me know though. I'm just unsure of how to kind of create like a cool effect out of it. Like I want to have like a finish on finish kind of look to it. Like having some separation here can definitely help. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just trying to add something more to this. These red lines are kind of like getting inspired of like chromatic aberration. I usually like to do this at the end, adding just a few like I think adding the white here could be interesting. Just to add some more. Oops, sorry, Instagram. I need some more. That could be too much. Let me go see the reference picture. Yeah. Just there. Ain't bad. I'm just trying to add those final touches because technically I would like to have it done within the 2-hour mark, which that's in 2 minutes. What can be added in 2 minutes? That could be interesting. Maybe some more peaches drawing. Like, just kind of like rough. Like rough peaches. Peach. Haze. Something like that. Gabrielle said, excuse me, what brush were you using to do the edges? My arrowhead brush has a soft, hard. You can find how to make it firmer. I was using the, I'm using the hard round brush dynamic for my lines right now. I do the sketches with the arrow, but sometimes I like to just draw with the normal one. And I like the way the text looks. Thank you, Kat. I'm also just trying to add just more interest here by adding some lines. I don't know. Trial and error sometimes gives you good results. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I don't even know if I could. No, I think think just adding more peaches. Kind of like, almost like, like a pattern of some sort. It's not very hazy, that's the only thing. In my head, I thought I would add like some sort of like cloudish of haze, of peaches of some sort, but I ended up not doing it. And now I officially have spent more time than I wanted. Victor, since this is collage type of illustration, how about some dots like the comic books? I don't know what they are called. Though you mean halftones? They're called halftones. Yeah, I don't have a brush for it though. I was trying to create a brush the other day, but I couldn't. I love the shading, says Oniboyo. Thank you so much. You know what? I think I'm just going to keep it like this for now. Just having this kind of like cloud-ish formation going through it with those little brushes of peaches there. I might see if I'm able to just kind of like add a different tone to it at the back and see if that does something, but like something like that, like that's the haze of some sort. That's kind of interesting. You know how it is. I think that's a good reminder to everyone. That's why I keep saying like finish is better than perfect. I could just continue doing this forever. But it doesn't mean it would get better. I just, you know, your ideas are changing and then you do more stuff. Apologies, it said, brother, do you live in Bali? I used to. I don't anymore. I'm in Thailand now. But I did spend 6 months of my life in Bali and I absolutely loved it. Bali was an amazing place at the time. I haven't been since. Do you live there? Are you from there? Yeah, no, I loved Bali. It was great. Now I'm in Thailand. Soon to be replaced to go to Spain. Moving there with the wife and the boy to experience a little bit of that European vibe. Kind of like the peaches a little bit everywhere. It's a nice way to add some visual interest. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, collage style. To advertise something such as peach sentence sunscreen or peach tone makeup. Yeah, well, you know what? That was the idea. I had like one reference right here that kind of like advertise kind of thing. There's something about advertisement like art sometimes that just kind of like, yeah, peach haze. The lettering though could be better. I think I could just have it like either bigger. Yeah, I think that's better. Just to have this better done. And it's missing a few things, but I think I'm going to call it done. Let's finish it with my signature, which, you know, it's been years. Each time I sign, it's a reminder that I wish I had a cooler signature. I feel like my signature is not cool. I know. You tell me what you think. It starts with that D, which is the coolest part, and then I'm putting a crown at the end. We're not 24, we're 25. And then, whoops, let's put it on its separate layer. And I don't know, where should it be? I guess that's the right place. Maybe I'll put it in black, or I'll use that kind of brown-ish color. There we go. Oops, sorry, Instagram again. All right, you guys, I'm gonna call it this one done. It was interesting to do. I'm not gonna say I'm 100% happy with it. There's a good direction. I would have to work more on it to really love it, but there's something interesting, graphic design style. Yeah, you know, I wanted to add some like highlights on it, but yeah, not gonna happen. All right, no. Let me catch up with the chat before I leave, guys. Kat, you say, I like the way the text looks. Thanks. Gabrielle says, thank you. I'm going to check. All right. Victor, since this is a collage type illustration, how about doing that? So yeah, I already answered that. To advertise something such as, yeah, I already answered that. Thank you guys for the chat in Instagram. It's very cool. I do like a lot the strokes. Sorry for my bad English. All good. Love it. Thanks. I could wear this in a t-shirt. Yeah, I think it's kind of a t-shirt style art. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be there next week. We are doing next week. What are we doing next week? We are doing Rose Dew. Rose Dew. Oh, there you go. I'll be able to do some gooey stuff with Rose Dew. Thank you all for joining me live. It's a pleasure every week to be able to chat with you guys. I'll be back next week, same time. I'll make sure to let you all know in the tribe. So if you're not part of it, go check it out. It's the perfect place to share your journey and learn a bunch with some cool people. So yeah, have a great week. Rest of the week. Have a great day. Talk to you soon, guys. Ciao, ciao.